254 for the all rose gold. And even though we do the plating and take that 18 karat rose gold to this watch, it's not going to, I mean, we don't increase the price, even though it's extra material, extra labor, extra time, extra expense. A few times we've done it, but not too often. And I think that's another great attribute to Invicta, is that we don't, we don't charge up for, something like that, to do the plating process, to add in the gold, or even like the black plating, or we have that burgundy piece tonight.
Right. That was nice.
What's your favorite watch tonight, just out of randomness?
The Subaqua #2.
Subaqua #2. Well, we have a couple. Which color? The blue?
No, the other color.
We have, we'll get to it. I see the blue up there right now. All right, so we have the silver tone, we have this rose gold, and then we have that classic yellow gold tone version right here. And that model number, I'll pull that up, is actually going to be, this will be model 48253. You'll be able to see that off to the side of the screen there. So model 28453. And remember, I mean, we have these watches that we're presenting during the show or during the podcast, but you can go to Invicta stores and over 6,000 different items on there that you can shop. You can shop the what we're presenting here. You can shop all the other watches too, and all the different accessories that are available. So,
and that's a great price. You get a bracelet with a timepiece for $59.90.
And yeah, $59.90, under $60. You get a 3-year warranty that covers all the internal workings of the timepiece here too. And yeah, now tell me this. Have you, and I want you on the chat, answer, you ever gifted a watch out of guilt? I mean, outside of the, if you bought yourself, like, did you screw up sometime and you thought
I've given a watch away. I've given it to a couple of collectors that I know they appreciate it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Just one person couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And I had it.
You did? Yeah, you kind of felt.
I barely worn it.
Okay, so you had that guilt.
Had that guilt of not wearing it as much because I had so many. I reached out to him and I sent it to him as a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And speaking of that, real quick, so I haven't asked you, and how many watches do you have in your collection?
Over 200.
Okay. And out of those 200, have you, how many have you gifted, do you think? Do you think you've gifted another 20, 40? Not too much?
Out of my own personal collection?
No, just in general. Like something like this.
Yeah, I've gifted my daughter-in-law's, my stepdaughter's online now, and I've gifted her some watches. I've gifted some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gifted some also. I offered up a couple of my watches for, yes, a personal one. I gifted this, remember the crossbar?
Yes.
It's sort of like your Chatham and Dover you have tonight. And I was on an Invicta ship and working with the staff, and I just decided, I said, all right, whoever sells the most watches, whoever sells the most number of watches, I will give you my personal watch. And it was a Swiss-made version too. We came out with a non-Swiss-made version.
I have that one at home.
Yeah, and so you know what though? I mean, I didn't want to give it up, but I just want to do something really good for the staff.
You're making somebody happy, and that's all. That's what it's about.
And the thing is, and this guy worked his tail off. He worked his tail off, and he beat everybody by quite a number. And so, you know what? Though I was happy to get it, and then I found it later on. I just bought the new one that to replace newer version for. I think it's the Ronda Z60 on the inside, but yeah, that's what I did. All right, well, let's move on to another timepiece here because we're going to go along. So we have 3 different options for this 30mm Angel. There's 3 different versions. There's a silver tone, a gold tone, and a rose tone version. Let me put these back, and we're going to move on to the next item. And I think should we go on to one more item, and then we'll go on to the next segment of the show. So let me see here. What should we do next? We have. Let's do.
It's gonna be. Tell them stay tuned. It's coming up.
We have some Star Wars, or if you want to shop ahead, go. Oh, Renee, we have that. You want to swap it out? Here, just swap it out right there. Yeah, we have some Star Wars. If you want to shop ahead tonight, and let's just do this. Let's just do oh, this is cool. All right, let's just do this. Greg, can we show number 4 real quick? Let's go to this. This is pretty sweet. So collectors are asking about the tumblers and such, and here's an opportunity to be able to get into the tumbler. And this is the Invicta Racing Tumbler. It's at 40 ounces out there. The regular price is 69 bucks, but right now it's under $18 to be able to get. And here's the cool thing about it. It's got the hard top to it. It's got a thick straw that goes along. You don't have the push down. You actually have the screw down lid. The inside is aluminum. So you'll see. And then the cool thing too is it's almost like coated, like super smooth, glossy all the way around. And check this out. I mean, you get to see the race car out there. I mean, we had the race car here the other week. Talking about these cars are so cool to be able to have here that we're actually on the track.
On the track.
I wish you'd be able to see that. I don't know where it is. It's probably over in the warehouse right now. But just think that car was on the track.
Yeah, that. I wish I was here for that.
We have that, and then we have two racers that are flying down the track.
Yeah, so who's knocking it?
After me, 200 miles an hour. Have you ever been
200
miles an hour anything?
No.
What's the fastest just in anything? What have you been fastest in? Not an airplane, but like on land or water.
Probably 110.
100. Were you
in my car?
Were you driving?
No, I was driving.
So where do you drive 110?
I was in a hurry.
Was it on the interstate?
Yeah. Never do that again.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that down here.
Yeah.
Fastest car, I was about 120, and that was in Minnesota. There's a spot, there's like a casino, and there's an exit, and then there's not a turnaround or anything for like 5 miles. So you just open it up, and you had to slow down before you got to that turnaround because there might have been a trooper there.
Yeah.
And then fastest in a boat has been 156 miles an hour.
Oh, I've seen your videos.
Yeah,
I've seen your videos.
And I don't need to do that again. Like I've done it twice, been over 150, and I mean, those are the catamarans, and if they get a little bit too much lift on it,
you're gone.
You're done. But here's the thing, I'm going to get one of these mugs. I mean, I have a couple of them already, but this is the nicest one I've seen thus far. It's under that $20 mark. $17.90 here for this. And from that, you get the screw down lid, as I talked to. It's not the pressure lid. You get the metal on the inside. And then too, you get the contrasting handle, which is done in a matte finish. Plus, if you notice, it's not the same width all the way down. And the reason for this is so it will fit in your cup holder in your car. So it's not, because sometimes you get like some of the other brands that are just wide all the way through. It won't fit.
Yeah.
This one will fit in your car. This is an add-on item tonight, you guys, for that $17.90. It's going to keep your hot liquid hot. It's going to keep your cold, beverages cold here with that. Throw some ice on the inside. So that's it too.
Yeah, and that's we have a collector online, Mo. He's got 180 pieces.
He has 180 pieces?
Yeah.
Where's okay, Mo, where are you from? Let us know. I've never heard of Mo before, so maybe he's new here to everything. All right, you guys, we're going to move on here from the mug, and let's do maybe one more accessory. Let's do the bracelet. Greg, this is number.
Well, it's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, he is. All right, Greg, the bracelet is. You got it? Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Greg's on it. So I wanted to add this bracelet in tonight because the thing is, we have a lot of diamond timepieces, and grab it right here. So we have a lot of diamond timepieces. Now, what we have here, we have the diamond simulants. And I have one of these too, because we just talked about that Grand Octane. We have, all the diamonds that are a part of it. We have right here that bracelet that's going to go along with the Silvertone. We have a lot of the Silvertone watches tonight. But even if you just have Silvertones are, look you're wearing a Silvertone necklace tonight. You're wearing a Silvertone watch. You got a bracelet here. That's like the #1 color. That's why I wanted to go with this and have it picked out for the show. And you get all the diamond simulants that go along with it. This is the 9-inch if you're going to order this variation here tonight. And so that 9-inch that's been done, all that curb link design carrying all the way through. You'll see the beautiful shine sparkle, all that high polish finish that goes along. And if you guys want to order this, you just simply go off to the side, or you click on that little shopping bag, and it will bring up everything that's a part of your everything that's a part of the show.
Right.
And so this is one of those items. Otherwise, I believe on your phones, It's going to be right down at the very bottom of your screen. Just click on that item. It'll bring you to the website.
Yeah, there's a banner on the phone. There's a banner at the bottom there.
Yep. And then you just go ahead, you place that order, you're good to go. Now, it's a big compliment. Now, I noticed tonight you're not wearing your bracelet on the same wrist as your watch. Is that usually how you roll?
Yeah, I do not want my watch scratched or anything. It's on the right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to keep moving on here to the next watch. So I just want to give you a quick hit. This is under $50, you guys. I think it's a great add-on to your cart, just as we were talking about with the tumbler. So let's move on here, and let's see here. What's next? What should we go with? Well, let's talk a little bit. We're talking about number ones tonight, Robert, and you have a number one timepiece here that you wanted to bring in here tonight, and so I think the watch that you have is part of the top 5 collections at Invicta. In my opinion, and I want to hear your take. Pro Diver, Subaqua, Lupa, the Diver collection, and then also the Bolt. I mean, if you want to round all 5 of those bases, I really believe. What's your take on that?
I agree. I like the Subaqua first, then the Pro Diver.
Subaqua first, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you show this Subaqua of yours, or if you want, I'll put it on this ped here, and I want you to talk about this watch and why this watch is a huge deal, and why people will look at it, but they might not know what it really is.
I mean, if you just look at the condition, that's how much I take care of that. This watch came out in 2013. It's a Subaqua specialty. It's from the Jason Taylor collection. It's model number 14773.
This you cannot buy. We're just showing. This is just a segment.
Not for sale. This is from my personal collection.
We're going on just a segment while we're talking about number ones.
This is number 1 out of 99 pieces.
This is just a segment. So, yeah, and so tell us a little bit more. 1 out of 99.
1 out of 99.
And what do we have going around the bezel?
That's not black spinel. That's actually genuine black diamond. And it's 2 1/4
worth of diamonds.
Worth of diamonds around the bezel.
And then the movement on the inside is at the 500.
The SW500 from Salida.
So you have the diamonds, the SW500, and you have the number 1.
And you have number 1 out of 99.
Number 1 out of 90. I mean, this
out of this collection.
This is one of the grails.
That is my grail.
All the different grails right there that I think anybody could have. So what does that really? I mean, how does that make you feel to have that watch?
It feels good to have a number 1 out of a collection that hasn't been around, that's no longer being made. You're the one who has it. I've been offered quite a lot for it. It's not for sale, and I'll never sell it. At special occasions, as you can tell, it's not a scratch on there. There's nothing on it. It's special to be able to say this is a number 1 piece with a unique dial, a unique bezel. It's a pretty nice feeling to have.
Yeah, and I mean, it was you because
99 people.
I assume all those sold.
Yeah,
and
they're gone.
And I mean, you were the one. You were the envy of everybody that goes along with that.
It was pure luck, just picking it up and looking at the back, and I didn't even hesitate. I didn't think twice. I didn't think twice about it.
I have a couple number 1s. I have a Pro Diver Scuba that's actually number 1. That it's a different color. It's like this. It's like a brown that goes along with like a black and everything. And I didn't even know that was a number 1. And then I end up getting a JT number 1 with a carbon from the Subaqua collection. And then I had this really cool Subaqua Noma 1. And for some reason, I don't know if the chronograph was working on it or something, or was running, because when I had it, it wasn't working anymore. And so I asked AL, we were on a remote that was here, and I said, hey, battery's already out on this one. Is it, the chronograph might have been working or whatever. So like, hold on a second. And he gave me the same watch, same exact watch. It's a Subaqua Noma with gunmetal. It's got this really cool kind of fuchsia color with the gears on the inside. And he said, he's like, here, take this one. And I didn't even look. Later on, it was a number 1.
Wow.
Which I don't know if he
If he knew,
if he knew, well, he does now. So,
yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, that's I have three number ones, and that's the whole thing is just how special having those number ones are. That that's to me, it just feels that, I mean, everybody's envious of it, and it's really cool to be able to have something of that caliber, that
Right.
number one, especially on something special. And what we have tonight too, I mean, we have some loaded watches, and I think we're selling them either near, maybe slightly above, or even below what I used to present the non-number ones at
The other work.
at the network before.
Yeah.
And so, let's go on. Let's go to another number one. Let's see. We're looking over here.
Christine Pellegrino says, "Hi, Ryan."
Oh, hi, Christine.
So,
Any other comments there?
let me see.
Okay. Well, we'll move on. You just
All right,
look at that for
yeah.
a second. I'll figure out another watch here to go with. So, let's see. Oh yeah, let's do this if you want. Here, have you ever done like any mods to your watches?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah,
What have you
not many.
What have you
I've
done?
taken the leather straps off,
Mm-hmm.
went on the Invicta watchbands.com,
Yeah.
looked up the model number. All I need is a lug size. Once I
Mhm.
get the lug size, I'll look
And
for
the
a
right
bracelet.
case.
I'll have a model similar with the lug size,
Yep.
and I will buy the bracelet and swap out the leather to get the bracelet on there.
Mm-hmm. So you've done that a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Man of War, the carbon,
Yeah.
I took the rubber strap off and I put a Man of War bracelet on it. Yeah.
Well, that's it. And
That's the only two big
Yeah.
mods that I kind of did at some
Mhm.
point.
I per se really haven't done any specific mods, but people have asked me about that. And I know Kevin, who is here, he's done some of the mods before on his, where he got into a different colored bracelet, and that's the one thing that you can. So what we have going on is, sorry, my train of thought just went away there. So what we have with the bracelets is you can actually go to that the Invicta website, and then you click on the bracelets, and from there, if you know like what case design you have, and then you can look at and see, oh, they're leather straps, or are there silicone straps, or is there another leather straps that go along with it, because you have to have that case design, and as long as you know that case design, then
As
it
long as
opens up.
the lug fits up into the
Mhm.
case, everything's snug and it's right. I mean, you got to do your research, but it can be done.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the thing too is like where I met you was just really with the Invicta community, and that's my favorite thing, that really goes along with being a part of this.
Yeah, meeting you was
That's how we.
yeah, it was great. It was some restaurant, and we had to get together. We were at a restaurant at La Tub in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And from there we clicked, and it was great.
I mean, we exchanged.
And we got to meet a lot of the other collectors. Some collectors were from out of town.
Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
Alan Leonard. He lives in Michigan.
Okay.
And he was on the 2019 cruise that we did, that Invicta did. And then I had another cruise on my own, and he was on the same ship.
Really?
Yeah. So it was great just to bump into another collector on a cruise ship.
Did you bump into him at the store on the ship, where
he
was just randomly walking around?
He was on the same cruise I was on, and he was just walking down the promenade, and there he was, and I'm like, what's the odds of meeting another Invicta collector that that lives in another state on the same cruise that you're in?
Actually, I have a similar story. I was on a cruise, and do you remember John the phone guy?
Yes, of course.
I saw John and Christy on cruise, and John, it was actually really cool. It was a certain holiday, and there was an event on the ship, and we were a part of it, and we were all there together. It was actually pretty cool. I mean, it was they're recognizing all the veterans and stuff, and it was pretty emotional, and just really cool. And it was
really that fun. Particular cruise line, they do the. I've been on other cruise lines which they don't.
Yeah.
So I tip my hat off to that cruise line for doing that.
Yeah, definitely cool stuff that go along with it. and the thing is with with Invicta too, it's like I don't know if some of these other brands out there, I don't feel like there's a community like there is with Invicta, right? I mean, we got together, I put together, hey, if you're in South Florida, you like Invicta watches, meet at La Tub.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
What other watch brands you and I know that does this?
no, zero.
Zero.
Exactly, zero. And that's the whole thing is like, and that's why I wanted to build this podcast is because there's no other company out there has like the collector base or what I call just a family, like what we have here with you guys.
Yeah.
And
Well, AL has always been saying that we are part of the Invicta family from the day I met him
yeah,
till
yeah,
till the other day.
right. And
It's
that's what I call too when I say Invicta family. I'm not necessarily talking about AL and everything. I'm just talking about the collectors out there.
brand.
And I mean, any given weekend, I mean, there's like something going on with Invicta that you can join. I mean, there's even Travis. You can follow him, Trap Vision 3D
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
he's
such.
super cool and very talented.
Yeah, he's interviewing people. He's getting a bunch of people all up at once and just talking and everything like that, which is great.
Yeah.
Stories. He's putting on the cruise that's coming up. The whole thing is there's another collector cruise that's we're all departing here a week from or next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Yeah, you guys are out next
Yeah,
week.
we got I think over
this week.
right about 100 people that are going to be out there that are just not only just from South Florida, people coming around from the country. And who does that? It's like the only thing I can even think of like who does something like that is like like the like celebrities that are that take over a cruise and all those people will join on and such.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those celebrities probably aren't out and about.
And
all
sometimes
day.
these celebrities are pushing something.
Mhm.
They're either pushing whatever they're
Yeah.
selling or whatever.
Merch.
We're not doing,
Yeah.
Invicta doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
We
just
like to get together, shoot the breeze, have
Mhm.
fun, share each other's stories about watches,
Right.
enjoy what's coming next,
Mhm.
trying to get a sneak peek of what's coming up,
right.
maybe some pointers of some designs,
Mhm.
you could pass along.
I just texted a collector yesterday. I think the cat's out of the bag, but I'll be just a little bit vague. Like he's doing an all ladies event. Guys can be invited also, but it's more to be focused all around the women. Coming up in 2025, just about a year from now, and he wanted to put that together
Just for women.
just for women. I mean, like some of the guys are invited, but it's gonna be really just focused on the women. And so, that's again another great event that's going to be going on. I know there's a Invicta Vets is putting something together up in the New England coming up here in November. I'm going to try to maybe get to that. So there's just a lot that goes along with the community, which is just makes Invicta stand out from so many other brands out there.
Brands.
I mean, just it's one of the ways how we stand out.
Yeah. There's not one watch brand that I know that my friends own that does anything similar to this. Nothing.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, there's all these different types of brands out there that are, you have the luxury brands, and the thing for me, I was like, yeah, I mean, they're nice. I think sometimes they can be a little overinflated.
Oh, overpriced.
And overpriced because the thing is they put a lot of that marketing that goes along into that. We really
and they're plain Jane watches. You grab an Invicta watch and what you have in your hand.
Exactly. Well,
you picked up a plain, like, oh, this is so and so. Like everybody has this. When you pick up on, one of the diamond pieces.
Look at this. I mean, this watch that we showed a little bit earlier.
You pick up one. How many people in the street you gonna see with one of that exact model?
And to have the 3 carats of diamonds on here. I mean, you're talking about another watch company. Like, who does that? Who does it for the number one for $1,400 or whatever it is here tonight? I mean, that's the thing. It's all about the affordability that goes along. It's $1,400 tonight. But any other watch brand out there that would do anything remotely like this?
$1,400 for a masterpiece,
right?
Or you want to spend $25,000 on something that that's
hard
seen
to read
on your wrist.
Correct. I mean, that's in a sense of like why we're so successful out there is that we have these brilliant designs. We have our classic divers and everything else all the way up to something like this or even more at just affordable prices, and that's who we've always been. And we're just sort of an anomaly, if you will, when it comes to, just Invicta. And but the number one thing though too is just, you and I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Invicta.
No,
You
I
know,
wouldn't
like
have been sitting
we wouldn't
here.
have
I
been,
wouldn't have met you. I
yeah,
wouldn't
we
have
would have
met
been
the other
friends.
collectors.
Yeah,
We,
yeah,
I wouldn't have had my this
yeah,
beautiful piece.
yeah. Just the community, the friends out there, the friendships that you make, the events that you go to. You said if you didn't have that other cruise booked, you would have been on this
Oh,
cruise again.
that
And so,
yeah,
and see,
for sure.
that's the thing is like, you want to be there. You want to
Mm,
see these other people too. And there's just
yes.
really nothing else like that. So now, let's see. Should we go on to another watch here? Well, let's see. We got.
Watch Junkie says hi, Ryan. Jeremy says hey.
All right. Hey, Jerry, Watch Junkie. You guys throw out some questions too. I want to hear some
Yeah, I've
questions
been
here
asking.
tonight for that. Anything else coming up? You know what? We're hour 10 into the show. We got hour 50 left. I'm wondering if I don't know. I guess we'll have to let's just wait a little bit. Let me see what we're gonna go to next. Um, let's see. And then yeah, so we talked about the luxury brands, we talked about Invicta. And the thing too is everybody has their a lot of watch companies that have their diver style watches out there. We have ours. The other brands that you see mainstream, they have their take on the diver timepieces out there.
Right.
And I think it in a sense that that's something that everybody has. Now you can pay tens of thousands of dollars for that design, or you can get into, $100 or less, depending on, and still.
You get a 200 meter watch for less than $100.
And I'll tell you, I've seen so many people that have, bought that, and it's their daily thing. I mean, they wear it all the time. Actually, tonight during the show, I took one of those watches, 40 millimeter, and put it through some tests. And so I'll just show on my, why don't we just do that right now for a second, because we
Okay.
talk about that quality and about what Invicta is all about.
Just to interrupt you,
yeah.
Felix says, Robert, how can I get that dive helmet? Which dive helmet he's talking about?
Oh, this type of helmet. I saw, the thing is, I didn't know about this. I saw something a little bit earlier that we're working on something like that. Is that right? More of a desktop version, I think, that might be coming out next year. So Felix, I think there's something in the works in terms of that. Here, Robert, can you pull your iPad back just a little bit? I'm going to show here. So I had one of the crew today actually come here, and he's 6 foot, he's 6 feet tall and 250 pounds. And so let me just show you this right here. Renee, does that look good? All right. So here we go. There we go. So I'm just going to hit right over here. So this is the first test, right? I have a 40 millimeter pro diver right down here. 250-pound guy. I'm going to walk on it. Now he's got a little bit of pad on the shoes and everything, but okay. Watch is still ticking. Everything is going all right, right? Okay, let me go to, I think this is the next one. So we decided, all right, let's throw him on the motorcycle, add a couple more 100 pounds to it, have him go over it, right? Okay, yeah, maybe some of the things that go on. Got a little bit smudgy from the tire. So then I said, screw it. You know what? Let's go to the next step. What do you think we did?
You dropped it?
No. Took my car. Let's see. Here we go. Look at this right here. Same pro diver. There's my car. Added 250 pounds on the inside with him. Went right over it. Now check this out. Look at it. I still had the plastic on, so I just took the plastic off. Look at that.
It's still new.
Thing is still ticking.
That's
some durability, right?
Yes.
And so here's the thing. Depending on the time, you can go to Invicta, go on Invicta stores, and you can get one of those watches there, that 8926, give or take $100 on any given day, depends on the day and such. So, and look at that. You had a car go over it, Now you could probably step on a watch. It might be okay. Some watches out there, no way. You would never step on a watch and be like,
yeah, right.
Right? I mean, you just wouldn't. But here's the thing: it's like it's the durability that goes along with our timepieces. Now, there's apparently I didn't hear about this. Avi, do we have that watch with the bullet at some point? Have you heard about that? The watch with the bullet? Yeah. Okay. So this is something for later on, right? So we have this watch or this guy. I don't know how it happened. We'll get the full story, but we'll show this later on. That a bullet, like I don't know if his gun misfired, and it hit his watch, and it stopped the bullet, right?
He had an Invicta on?
He had an Invicta on, and the watch stopped the bullet. I mean, I think the watch was definitely indented or maybe, but it like stopped the bullet from actually hitting.
Wow.
Just like, I mean, talk about that, right?
That's
So
that's incredible.
we'll have to go check. I mean, that'll be something to come up. The other thing too, and we're going to get into this in a later aspect is, back in 2012, just again, durability. We sent 36 watches up into space, like 110,000 feet of altitude.
That was a
2012.
Yeah, I remember
that.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Yeah,
It was
we'll talk more about that, later on down the road and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing is like, we just, we have the affordability, you've got the durability, we have the variety, and just that, and the overall value. And that's really, and the collectors, the Invicta family. That's what just makes us.
They're asking if, do you think you guys are going to offer the fragrances as gift sets this year?
Not gift sets per se, in terms of not gift sets. Like as far as I know, we're not going to be doing. We'll do it. We'll put a couple together. Okay, then we'll put a couple together. All right. I got one of the big bosses behind here, and so I'll put a couple. And here's the thing: is like there's a brand new fragrance tonight that we're gonna show. So there's a brand new fragrance. It's right here. I'm gonna show this a little bit later. It's actually number 19, Greg. It's a King Python. So we're gonna have this a little bit later, or if you want to just get into it right now, you can do it.
Yeah.
Brand new fragrance. You can be the first one to be able to get this. Again, that's what we wanted to have here for the show. And what you'll find watches that we've had before, but then we're also throwing in some new stuff. So it's a King Python. I think it's like 3.4 ounces. So you're getting over 600 different pumps. You get about 200 pumps per ounce when it comes along with it. And here, let's just open this up. Take this out. Look at the packaging. Oh, check that out. All chromed out. I've never seen this before. Look at that. Completely chromed out. Look at the back. And then you have the Subaqua Noma 6, that patented crown, just like some of the other ones. They're like this. All right, let's take this off. All right, you ready? Here, let's do here, put it on your wrist. What do you think?
No, it smells awesome.
It's got a little bit of that citrus in it,
right?
But then it's got like kind of those deeper tones too, from like some of the woods that go along with that.
That smells great.
And this one is what? It's under $40.
$39.90.
$39.90. And this is what we do we do the Eau de Parfums. So what you're looking at with this, it's going to stay on your skin for about 8 hours. Clothes will be even longer. So I mean, it's just one step down from the parfums, which are the real expensive ones out there. So this would be a great thing to get into tonight. I know Venom Kevin was talking about this. He actually texted me. He's like, "Have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, "Just wait till the podcast on Tuesday."
People are loving this one.
Are they loving it? Yeah, give us some hearts, you guys. If you
all over the place.
So you get the box, you get the completely chromed out packaging that goes along with this here tonight. So check that out. I think it's 3.4 ounces what you're getting into. So well over 600 different pumps. Okay, well let's all right.
Randall says Invicta takes a lick and it keeps on ticking.
Yeah, that's right. So, with you, Robert, we were talking when I gave you an introduction, I said you've been a collector for quite a while.
20 years.
20 years. So it's 2004. And you were just you were inspired by the brand. And that's like the same thing that happened to me. I got into a 40mm Pro Diver myself for the first time. And I mean, how you said you were picking up watches like every week for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To a point where I picked up 100 watches within 5 months.
100 watches in 5 months?
Then I had to slow down. Then I started being picky.
Yeah.
You know how you hone into something and then you start liking everything, and then there's a specific model,
Yeah.
subcategory of that model that you start honing
Mhm.
in, and you start like getting more into this model and
Yeah.
that category or this or that.
So when you were going balls out crazy, like for 105 months, that's 20 a month.
Yeah,
So that's 5 a week.
more or less. I
mean,
was
it was
jumping. I was
just
jumping.
like what made you, like, if you remember, like,
Well, after
you
I
were like,
picked,
oh, I want this one, I want that one. I mean, what was the thing in your head that was just like snapping?
once I picked up the first one, then I started researching Invicta more online. I noticed that it's just not 40 millimeters. I had 43 millimeters, 42, 44. And then I said, there's a lot of watches I could pick here, not just this. And from there on, I just started selecting from the dial, because some of the personnel for Invicta always notices me looking at the dial. That's the first thing I look at, is the dial.
Dial, yeah.
You make sure it's like what I see. I always look at the dial and what stands out of that dial.
What's your favorite dial then?
The meteorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have meteorite on tonight.
So many meteorites at home.
You do?
Yeah.
Like, if you had to guess, how many?
Are you like 11?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love meteorites.
All right. I like it.
Diamonds was the second. Diamond watches was the second stuff. That was years after.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't at the beginning. This was way after I started getting into the diamond pieces.
So I think I know, but I just want you to confirm or prove me wrong. What's your most unique watch? Not that Subaqua special you have there, but what's like the one that just is so different in terms, for whatever reason, like outside of
It's a pro diver with the Valjoux 7751.
Okay.
That one's phenomenal. Meteorite dial with the 7751 in movement inside of it. The move phase.
Is it the two-tone?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That was always one that.
No, this one's a silver tone.
A silver tone? Okay. With black bezel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver tone with the black bezel.
Any one of those. I have a 7751 and a Subaqua Noma 3. And
yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
But
it's just the unique pieces that it comes out with, the jumping hour, all these different styles. It just.
Do you remember the what was it? The what was it called? We had it. It had the chime that went along with the minute repeater.
The minute repeater.
Do you have one of those?
No, I do not. No.
We should bring something like that back. Like some of these new collectors are talking about, like, it's kind of like
those are unique pieces,
one and done.
Well, look at the piece you just showed today about that with the music.
Yeah, the music box.
Yeah,
I know.
I
know. Well, you know what? We'll probably get into. You know what? Let's do. Are we able to do a little bit of a tease here of something that's going to be coming up, and go over to the other side? Okay, we'll wait a few minutes on. Let's do one watch before, and then we'll go over there. So let me see. You know what? Which one? Yeah, can we do that? Yeah, okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do this, you guys. All right. We're going to show something that everybody's been asking about. And so it's a Subaqua Noma 8. And so I hadn't seen anything in terms of that up until just a couple hours ago. And if you want, you can come over, you can hang here, whatever you need to do. If you need to go to the restroom, you can do that.
No, I'll go to the restroom, then I'll jump in over there.
Okay, cool. All right. Come on over. So we have this other dedicated area over here. And this is what we're going to have, which is a big deal. So you guys, let me take this out. Okay. So a lot of you guys have seen online, you've been looking at, we've kind of let out a few different photos of the Subaqua Noma 8. And everybody's asking, when is it coming out? What are the different models going to be? Tell us a little bit more about it. And I've only seen it in renderings up until today. And so we made it a point, because this is actually going to be launching on JTV coming up here in a couple weeks. So the Friday night, I think it's the 15th. It's going to be 10 o'clock. And Kendi is actually going to be, as far as I know, things might change, but she's going to come down to the hub because this is that big of a deal. You guys have been waiting for this. It's been about 4 years since we came out with the Subaqua Noma 7. Now we've brought out the 8. This is over 2 years of development that's been going on here for the timepiece. I mean, the Subaqua Noma 1, that came out like back in about 2000, about over 20 years ago. And so ever since, it's been about 3 years ago, between 3 and 4 years, until we come out with the next variation of that watch. And so, the third has been just an extremely popular design that went in retirement and then it came back out. The 4 was actually the first watch that I treated myself to when I first started with Invicta back in 2011 full time. The 5 is an award-winning watch. The 6 is just on fire. That 7 had the most intricate, most expensive function pushers we had ever had for a timepiece. And now we have the 8. And so the 8 is going to be a few different variations. I'm going to show you, first of all, one of these here for this 47 or for this 48 millimeter. So what we wanted to do is we want to bring down the size. And you guys, this is going to be just a monumental night coming up. And you are getting into just the first shots ever of this. And you'll have the first opportunity ever to be able to get this on JTV coming up here in just a couple Fridays from now. It'll be 2 weeks here from this Friday is where you're going to be at 10 o'clock on JTV. Now check this out. I mean, it's a little bit smaller size. So we went back to about that 48 millimeter for the case diameter. The last few, the 7 was a 52 millimeter. The 6 and the 4 and the 3 were 50 millimeters. So we just brought it back to that 48 millimeter, really kind of going back to almost that Subaqua Noma 2 size, that Subaqua Noma 1, but just completely crafted, brand new from the ground up for the design. Now, of course, for this to be that Subaqua Noma 8, I mean, obviously we had to go with the different rider tabs that go along. So we have 2 here, 2 here, 2 and 2. So we have a total of 8 that designate that. And you'll just see how those pillars just rise up extra high for this watch. You go all around for this custom bezel that's been done that has the workings that go all the way through to be able to give you a nice, smooth ratcheting 120 clicks. What I like is a little bit of a larger size here for the quarter-hour positions, which mark your 60, 15, 30, and 45 marks. This caliber has the 8040N on the inside. So you're getting into that Swiss caliber, 13 different jeweled movement, oversized grand date window with 2 different independent discs that move to be able to give you that accurate calendar date of the week, date of the month, week up here. Plus, you're getting into that 10-hour chronograph here for this watch. Now, here's something I just want to be able to show you, which I think is just so extreme, is if you look at this from the case size, this is just so off the chain. I mean, look at this here. The oversized pins that have been created, and they're with this variation, different color in that black, but doesn't it look like a wave just crashing into shore with that whole Subaqua theme that's going along? You'll see how that's just going over that oversized pin and then coming down into the bracelet. And this bracelet having those little edge work that carries through. And to me, almost looks like, the waves that continue in, or almost like that armor that's going a little bit over each individual link here for the watch. Robert, bring over the iPad for any questions on the watch if you don't mind. But completely custom here. This is one piece for the case, a second piece that goes along right here. There are different screws that are a part of the case back. And look at the case back that we've gone back with here. More of that original design, like that Subaqua Noma 3 design, Subaqua Noma 4 and 5 that we have for that case back. A part of the design was inspired a little bit off that Subaqua Noma 3 for the bracelet. Just really one of a patented design that we had from really one of the most exciting designs we've ever come out with was that Subaqua Noma 3. So a bit like that, but modified, looks even that much more intricate, that much more techy. And then of course you're getting into that water resistance here, professional dive grade standards, and above here for this watch. So again, unidirectional rotating bezel, brand new function pushers and crown that have been completely designed and crafted brand new for this variation. And I'll tell you right here, the color, that's going to fly out of here is this one right here. It is that robin's egg blue dial that you'll find from mother of pearl for this variation. Same movement on the inside, extremely high polish for everywhere that you see for this watch. So it's a little bit different than the version we had before, a little bit of a matte finish and brush. This variation, completely chromed out. Look at this design. Case back again. You got the upgraded case back that's a part of this, that screw down case back. And then let me put it on the wrist. And these, even for
I'm asking about the inserts. What are they made out of? Stainless, no?
Nope, it's all stainless. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we did. Yeah, it's all stainless. So I didn't know at first too. I thought maybe it was going to be a polyurethane or a silicone insert, but it's all metal. So it's all just completely solid. I got to tell you, this is the first time I ever put this watch on my wrist. It feels amazing. It just fits around my wrist size with that adjustable bracelet and how that design goes along right up at the very top where the lugs are. It just curves down around my wrist perfectly. And then you have a lot of motion, a lot of fluidity that goes along with that bracelet to cover around. I mean, look at this. Any more questions?
Yeah, they're asking if you could put it on your wrist.
Yeah, I'll put it back on the wrist again. This is going to be the hot seller right here in terms of the watch. And you'll see just, again, 48 millimeters. The profile is about 20 millimeters. It's going to be coming up off the wrist. But this is, we've been waiting. We wanted to do the perfect time to be able to do the launch of this. So we're just giving you this reveal right now. But your opportunity is going to be able to buy on JTV coming up. It'll be at 10 o'clock, 2 weeks from this Friday. What date is that? Is that 14th or 15th? I think it's the 15th. It's 15th. Friday the 15th, 10 p.m. on JTV. I believe Kenny's going to make a special trip down here just because this is so important. So I'll put on another version. This is really the classic version right here, the silver tone with the black. My opinion, you can never go wrong. If you're undecided, this is where you want to be right here, that black and that silver tone. Robert's got on his watch tonight. That's black and silver tone with the meteorite dial. I mean, it's always a go-to color. That mother of pearl is going to probably pop the most out of all the different variations here for this design. So I would first probably go for that blue dial, that robin's egg blue. This would be my second choice here because it's just going to go with so much out there. And again, look at this. Everything is just perfectly machined in off to the side. You get that nice swooping motion here, like that wave just crashing into shore right here, going over, and like the surfers are going through right where that oversized pin is going through to keep everything in place. But do you have
come in and automatic maybe in that in the future?
Automatic for this? Yeah, I'm sure we'll be making the automatic. We're going to start out with the yeah, actually there is. There's one version. Yeah. Is the automatic version of the Sub 8 going to be part of the launch or no? There'll be one. Yeah, that will be available too. Yes. So there will be one automatic variation here during the launch here coming up in 2 weeks. So let's see. And so, yeah, so that's they'll be coming up in 2 weeks here on JTV. You don't want to miss. If you don't know, I'm no longer at Shop HQ and no longer is Invicta. So our preferred partner in the television world is JTV, and that's where you're going to find all the new watches. That's where you're going to see all the big launches, such as this Subaqua Noma 8. And that's where you need to be. So it's jtv.com. You can go to the channel finder. If you don't know what channel it is, they broadcast in high definition. And you'll find, if you just simply go to the website, you can click on channel finder at the very bottom and click in. Otherwise, you can just stream also. But let me tell you, this is something that you don't want to miss. If you have any Subaqua in your collection, this is the latest. This is the greatest. This is something that it's going to have to be one of those must-haves out there for the Invicta collectors. Any more questions?
The future R150 and H or nothing yet?
So it's
in the works.
I'll hold that right now because you're going to be blown away with it, with what it's actually going to be. Let me bring this watch underneath the microscope just for a minute here, if we can. We'll use the microscope camera. and just show a little bit more detail on the dial real quick and the bezel so we can just get a little bit better of an in-depth look. So if I just go under the microscope here, now it's a little bit harder because I don't have as much room to work with, but you'll see the hands on the inside here. We have then that tritite that goes all the way around. Look at this mother of pearl that's just completely radiating on the inside. We just use the best mother of pearl. There's our name up at the very top with all the different days of the week. Chronograph in motion, oversize. It looks like too it's going to be luminescent. I'm going to bet in the dark you'll be able to see these numbers on that bezel. And then new crown system that goes off to the side here, and also new function pusher system in addition. Here's what people were asking about. It's actually, I didn't know either because I had only seen photos of it, but it's actually solid stainless steel all the way through. We just do the plating for these inserts with that bit of that chevron design on the inside, and then just alternating down the bracelet here for the timepiece. So what's your take on this?
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, Robert had the task of taking off the plastic things. So it was he's like, this is pretty cool. And
that chrome really,
yeah,
that's my glass.
Well, here's one more thing too, is when we're doing this, if you want to come on the show like Venom Kevin has, or like Robert has here today, send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com. Invictacollectors@gmail.com. If you're down in the South Florida area and you want to be out here like Robert, like Kevin, we'd love to have you be a part of the show here. You can help me out with just monitoring some of that. Robert was organizing the watches with me earlier. And so might go out afterwards, grab a beer after the show here tonight, or if not, we'll just catch up here at another time with that.
Any cost on that yet?
Any cost?
Price?
Nope. I don't know the price yet. So you're going to have to tune into JTV.
That's the 8040N, right?
It's the 8040N that we have for this. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be an absolute blowout. You don't want to miss it. You want to set this in your calendar. This is what everybody's been waiting for like about the last 4 years since we came out with the Subaqua Noma 7. So this is it. You don't want to miss out. You want to be able to get in, get your color choice too, because my opinion is that blue is going to sell out right away. And then from that, it's going to sell out right away. So you don't want to miss out. So we're going to go back to the other set, you guys, or are we going to go over this one more watch? Can I go over one more? One more thing that's coming up, because we're halfway. What time is it?
8:35.
8:35. Should we show this? Let's show this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to show one more watch and then we'll go back. Now this, so if one new design and just coming out with something completely different isn't good enough for you, well, here, we just landed it for you. So I'll go underneath the microscope in a second. Now, you recognize this watch, right?
Yep.
Excursion. 50 millimeter. Came out in the late 2000s. One of the first watches within the Reserve collection. You've probably seen this on the website, and you'll be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, it's an Excursion. It's got a completely different dial. And what's the movement in? Well, this movement, let's just show you first of all. We have all the high polish that goes along here to carry around. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to step outside the box and do something that we've never done before. You can't buy this now. You can buy this watch when it launches on JTV coming up here 2 weeks from Friday on the 15th. But what you're looking at right here, here's the thing. Comment right now. I want to hear your comments. I'm going to talk about the watch a little bit more. I want to hear your comments. Tell me what movement's on the inside of this. So I want the customers to add or to say what movement do they think is on the inside of this watch right here. Because I asked Robert, he didn't know. I saw
And for me not to know?
exactly. And when I saw this watch, I looked it up and I'm like, no, that's not that movement. Somebody made something wrong. I was going to make a phone call and say, what? No, this movement isn't that what you guys have on our internal database. And I found out today it actually is. So I don't know if it's reaching out there yet. Is anybody commenting yet? So here's the thing. Just for you guys to know.
An R150, a 5040D. 5040D is...
Okay, 5040D is what people are saying. Now here's the thing. Look at this. The center hand right here,
7751.
7751. Okay. Look at right here, that's your seconds. Over here, that's your hours. This subdial is your minutes. And then right here, that's your AM PM indicator. Check this out. I'm going to actually pull out the crown and I'm going to just adjust the time. Look at how everything is moving in unison. You'll see everything is moving. And even the AM PM indicator at the bottom. What else are people saying for the movement? I'm going to rock your guys' mind when you find this out, when you figure
Same
it out.
thing, 7751.
So nobody's right.
It's insane.
Nobody's figured this out.
I didn't figure this out.
Here, I'm going to put it underneath the microscope just so you can see it a little bit easier and I can see it a little bit easier. And then reveal what it is.
R250.
Remember, this is something that we've never done before. Let me see. Let me get zoomed in. So it's part of a reserve collection. You'll be able to see right here. There's your seconds. It's going through the middle. There's your AM PM indicator. Here are your hours. And then over here, there are your minutes. If I pull out that crown again, and I just start adjusting, see, look at, there are your minutes going through. There are the hours moving. And check this out. There's your AM PM indicator that's going at the very bottom. Push this in. It's a hacking movement. That might give some of you an idea what it is. Any other ideas? Any other guesses, Robert?
Salida 210. Another
Salida
one.
210.
Another the 150s.
Okay. Nope. Nope. All right.
Ooh, Godfather.
Godfather got it?
NH35.
That's right. It's the NH35A. So look at this. Wait, now how can an NH35A just have from that Central Canyon pinion right there only have, because that movement has 3 different hands coming off that Center Canyon movement. Now wait, how can that actually be? So what we've done, if you guys remember, and Robert and I have the same watch. You remember DD or Ducras Dupre? What we used to do is DD used to make these modules that would fit on top of Salida SW200s. And so what it did with those movements, come back to what we did with these movements is, so what they did is they had the Salida SW200 and then they had a module that went on top of it. And so it took a movement that was just a 3-hand movement with a date window and turned it into a chronograph. So it was extremely expensive.
It was the DD293 and the DD2030, if I'm not mistaken.
You're probably right. I know it's a 290. Yeah, 293.
293 for sure.
Yep, because I have that in the Volt Zeus.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because you can see the depth of it. So this module actually goes on top, and it's been all retrofitted, designed, and engineered to fit on top of that movement and turn just this 3-hand movement into like 2 different subdials that are displaying the time. And then you also get that AM PM indicator with an NH35A. Now let's look into this back at the microscope here for a second again. So if you'll notice, your AM PM indicator is right down there at the very bottom of the dial. And then as time advances, it actually goes in counterclockwise for that, just because how everything is geared up. But notice, see those little gears that are going just right off the Center Canyon pinion, going right here for your hours, and then everything is geared up. And also going off the center hand there is your minute indicator. So how cool would this be able to watch on a time lapse?
Yeah,
right?
it's amazing.
So what are people saying now that it's the NH35?
Nomo asked me, NH35 can do all these tricks?
Yeah, well,
yes.
it can't. That's the thing is, it can't do these tricks by itself.
Right.
But by coming completely out of the box from just taking a standardized, robust 3-hand movement, and then what we do is we just totally take it to a completely new level and add in these different functions and really this 3-dimensional dial with this module that goes on top of that NH35A to give you a completely different readout, to give you added extra complexity for this design of the watch, and just something that, what other watch companies are doing anything like this out there? That's Invicta. That's that's what we're all about as a company. So we're putting that design, that module inside on top of that NH35A, perfect fit that goes along here for this 50 millimeter. You might be looking at doing even a grand version of this, like a 56 millimeter, which I think would be a really cool idea also. But let me just show you in the microscope one more time, and then we're going to go back to the
when is that coming out?
On the 15th. So that's why you got to tune in to JTV. Look at this. I'm just trying to get like the side of this. So it's all that extra module. And then as things are moving, again, you can see those gears all working in unison to advance the minute, to advance the hour, and also advance your AM PM indicator at the very bottom of the dial here for this watch. So, and I love the fact is like what we have, Robert, with our Bolt Zeus's with the DD module on that Sellita SW200. I mean, the movement is thick, and you get to see actually how that module, because the one I have, I think the one you have skeletonized,
exactly.
So you can see, and I think it has like, I don't know how many joules, like 40, 50 joules inside.
46, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. So you guys, this is why we're going to be as a part with this show coming up. And this is, again, something you do not want to miss is JTV. Again, our preferred partner when it comes to home shopping in a sense. So that's where I am now. That's where Invicta is. That is where you're going to find amazing deals. That's where you're going to find the new items that are coming out here from us at Invicta is going to be at JTV. So let's move on. I want to hear some more comments on this, but mark your calendars, guys. 10 o'clock on the 15th of November. That's coming up 2 weeks from this Friday. So let's move on. Let's find a couple more watches here to and another accessory to go along with it. Are people commenting on that fragrance?
Not
yet.
Not yet.
They
were just asking about the gifting, and somebody has like 400 fragrances.
What? Wait,
I think
someone has 400 fragrances? I know Felix. Bought a lot of fragrances.
Yeah, he was one of them.
Was that him?
And I think, was it? I'm not sure it was now. Bob Cohen?
Yeah.
I think he said he had.
He's got probably.
He's got it. Yeah, exactly.
I know Kevin in Florida, Venom Kevin. He's got a number of different fragrances also. So yeah, I can still smell. It smells good.
No, that smells great.
All right. Well, let's go back over to the main table here, and let's present a few more watches, because I want to get into one of the designs here that we have here for tonight that I'm especially looking forward to. And when I first saw this next watch that I'm going to present, Greg, it's going to be, let's see, 14.2. So this watch is one of my favorites, or 14.1. This is one of the watches I have in the case here tonight. So first of all, I've always been partial to grand divers, and maybe it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, we came out with a grand diver with this similar look and had green going around baguette crystals going around the bezel, and then we had all the crystals on the inside of the dial. And we're using the NH34A, which is a quick change day date on the movement on the inside. And so what we've done now is we have 3 different color choices here tonight, you guys. This is one of my huge picks here for tonight. Look at this thing right here for this timepiece. We're looking at that 47 millimeter grand diver. You have crystals, the blue crystals that go along for the hour markers on the inside. And then the top row, or the top hemisphere of that bezel, which I believe is a stationary bezel. Yeah. And then on the bottom, you have the red crystals that's a part of this. I mean, you want to get that absolute bling on. This is one of those timepieces right here. What's your initial take on this, Robert?
No, the watch is phenomenal. It looks like, again, $1 million piece for a fraction of the cost.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, it's, that piece there that is a grand diver, which is true tried and tested, in my opinion, and you just cannot go wrong with a grand diver. Or, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was the NH34A is the GMT. This is the NH36A. So it's got the quick change date quick change day of the week, which is the movement that I was pushing on for a long time. And that was just for selfish reasons, because I know you have more that kind of 9 to 5 job.
Right.
I haven't had that for a long time. And so I never knew what day of the week it was. That was one of my reasons for it. But check this out, you guys. It is still that 300 meters of water resistance, 554 crystals. There are 26 blue crystals on the top portion of the bezel, another 26 crystals on the lower portion of this bezel. We have 8 more in that round fashion, and then 484 crystals on the inside of this watch. I mean, you want to look like $1,000,000? This is that watch, right? Did you? Yeah, you already said that. I mean, it has that absolute, I mean, knockout look here with this timepiece. I mean, Grand Diver is one of my favorite designs that we've had, and that's why I really wanted this to be a part tonight, something new. And I love the version I have with the green crystals and it's all silver tone green crystals. And then I think that some of the hour markers are green crystals, but this one right here.
Yeah, the Godfather says he has the one with the green crystals.
Yep, we both bought them at the same time.
Yeah, he just said that.
So this is the version. I mean, this is the one to get. We do have another variation, and we'll pull that up. So this is going to be, if you like silver tone, if you have a gold tone preference, we'll go to 14.2 also. Same watch, but it's just done with that 18 karat gold plating. I mean, that looks like money on the wrist also.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your take? Because you said you have the watch. Now, these aren't diamonds. If they're the diamonds, it'd be a lot more money than what we're letting them go for today. What is the price? $249?
$249.90.
I mean, what was it? I know someone was looking up, you know, what about some other watches a little bit more affordable? Right here, if you want just an absolute standout piece in your collection, you're looking at it right now.
Yeah, for $249.
For $249.
It won't break the bank, and you're getting into a great timepiece.
Yeah, all the different crystals. I mean, yeah, diamonds. You're looking at, and if these were, you know, sapphires and rubies, I mean, you're looking at
what's on the crown?
A lot of money. It's just a blue cabochon.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a crystal right there on the cabochon for the crown. And then we have one more color variation. Let me just show you that color variation. And that is going to be, this is pretty hot from afar too.
Look at that.
I'm actually appreciating this version much more right now. So we have the 2 red and blue bezels, but check this out, you guys. Oh man, I don't even know which one I'd love to have. 18 karat gold plated all the way around. And look at this right here. All red for the crystals on the bezel, all red for the inside. And then you have all the different crystals right there. 544 crystals overall. The NH36A, that 24 jeweled movement for this watch. And yeah, I believe
I like that one.
This one, would this be the one you'd get?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right here, I mean, you're just looking at an absolute masterpiece with this watch. And if you don't like attention, this is not your watch.
Right.
We have a couple other ones tonight that are great. We're going to get to, but if you want that attention, you want, you know, I mean, what tell me, like, what do people notice the most on your wrist? Your diamond timepieces, your meteorite, just the bigger watches? What are they?
It depends. It depends on where. If I'm wearing a diamond, obviously that's gonna stand out like a diamond.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a meteorite, like I wore this one today, I had some compliments at work. They never seen a meteorite dial, and go into the story.
Have you ever seen meteorite before up until Invicta?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they existed in watches.
I had never seen meteorite, like physical. Maybe at the Science Museum there was something that I don't remember as a kid, but you know, the meteorite we got into now. But that's the whole thing, you know, the diamonds meteorite. This has that look of diamonds, and for under $250, here I'll put this on the wrist. Or here, you like this one, Robert? You put it on your wrist. I'll put this gold tone. I don't even know which one I go for. The gold tone. The red?
You want to wear that one?
Nope.
I'll wear the other one.
You get this one. You got this one. I'll wear this version. So I'm going to put the camera on you. I want you to give your best. You ever watch Zoolander? Ben Stiller?
No.
No? See, you won't know what I'm talking about when I give your blue steel look. So there you go. All right. So give that, look at camera 1. and give that hot model look. Look at that guy right there. Totally crushing it. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah, that 18 karat gold plating just looks immaculate on there. Look at those crystals. What size is your wrist, Robert? Do you know?
6 3/4.
6 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right about the same size as mine. Look at how that watch is just absolutely popping
Look at that.
on the wrist. Well, Felix, I guess, was saying that he has over 500 watches, which he's amassed like in just over 3 years. I think he started in 2021. He doesn't have this watch yet. I bet he does after tonight.
Oh yeah.
So Felix, which one are you looking at? Are you looking at the Silvertone or the
He says we're rolling now, y'all.
yeah, exactly. So all right, that one's money right there.
Yeah, that one's
So
beautiful.
we have the three different versions. That's model number what? 46637.
3/7.
46637. So let me go back to me here. And all right, so I'm going to put on that two-tone. I'm going to put on that two-tone with the gold. Check this out. Right there. Look at that 18 karat gold. And then we have the studio lights inside here. Doesn't matter if you're inside, outside, at the grocery store, everybody's going to be looking at you. Everybody's going to be looking at this watch on your wrist. And it has that diver style design, 300 meters of water resistance. I mean, this is an absolute knockout. Not a showstopper. I mean, this is a knockout. And here's the thing. Brand new. Brand new. I mean, you can't get them anywhere else right now. If you want to get in and get it before anybody else, get it right now. You get it, you order now, get it if you're going on the cruise, or have it right after the cruise. And then remember too, just go on Invicta stores. They have so many different watches out there, but this is some of the new stuff right now for you guys tonight.
Definitely get into this.
Yeah. All right. So you're the gold and red guy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the one I like.
I think I usually drawn to silver tone, but this blue, this gold tone version. Oh man, here we go. Go back to both of those.
Back to the red.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, all right. 249.90 to be able to get into probably one of the hottest grand divers that we have come out with in a long time. I mean, every grand diver you just can't go wrong with. But here's that extra bling. And if we coated this with the diamonds, I mean, it'd be a couple grand. I mean, we're talking about, we're giving it great deals on these number ones coming up tonight, even with the diamonds. But right here it is. Get all that bling, get all that attention right now for that 249.90 with either one of these different variations. Got the silver tone with the two-tone bezel. Got the gold tone with the two-tone bezel, or Robert's pick right here.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Right here. That 18 karat plated version, both front and the back of the watch. And look at too, did you notice the bracelet and the clasp are plated in the gold too? Yep. Not all the time, but this one for sure.
The whole thing.
Whole thing done. What an amazing timepiece.
Beautiful timepiece.
Anybody else saying anything on there?
I guess I have to bring 9. Says something. Oh, he's going to bring his to the cruise.
Who is?
Godfather.
Godfather's going to bring. Yeah, I think. I believe I have mine here. If I have mine here, I'll probably bring that one on the cruise also. Silver tone with the green goes along with it. Look at that sparkle. Look at that shine that goes along with it. You just simply can't go wrong. That blue cabochon plays perfectly. I think cabochon I have is blue also. Just can't go wrong. It matches up perfectly with that red and blue bezel, crystals on the inside. And you get that robust movement from Time Module Inc., which we've been partners with for a long time. I mean, those guys are all about that precision and accuracy. I mean, this is basically that same movement right here that we did the modification for that module to go onto that excursion we just showed a little bit earlier. So, I mean, Time Module Inc., I mean, out of all my automatics, I have more NH35As than anything. Yeah. So, I mean, fantastic move. Although we do have a Miyota coming up tonight too, and another one of the hot picks coming up that's actually still in this case. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. So that's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. So
yeah, Miyota's been around a long time.
Mm-hmm. So now, is there a watch that got away from you that you just couldn't get, and you really wanted it? You had the means for it, whether it's modest or a little bit more expensive. And it got away, and you're just like, you wish you would have got it.
There was a couple on the other network where I wanted it and it was sold out. I had to wait for it. Never came back in stock. I just don't remember which model it was. But yeah, there's times where I have the means.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You wait and you wait. You're like keep thinking about it. Next thing you know, it's sold out.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well, there's one that I missed out, and that one was a combination. It was like it was a Bolt Zeus, and then it had the Thunderbolt bezel, which is that 5 millimeter bezel. It was, I think, black. It had, I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah.
It was black. It had diamonds. It had meteorite. And it also had a tourbillon. Like you get all three of those grail things
in one
piece. And I believe we sold out of them. I don't think there's any left available. But I'll tell you, that was one that I missed out on that I wish I would have gotten into. That would have been a fantastic addition to my personal collection.
Yeah, I would have picked that one as well.
Yeah. And so I believe coming up, I think some people are asking about AL, and coming up for this launch might be there. So we'll see how that all shakes out here for the launch with the Subaqua Noma 8, that excursion I was talking about with that module that's a part of it and such. So we'll see. We'll work on it. We'll see if we're able to get him out there for the show. He's a busy guy, running the company and such. So, but we'll see if we can potentially make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you ever see AL in the show, I mean, you need to buy what's on there too, because I mean, if he only shows up for a couple hours every year out of all the hours that we typically do on air
for a specific watch,
those are the ones those are must-haves, must-adds to your own personal collections. So, what do we have for questions or comments?
Felix says it's in my cart.
Which one? Which color?
I don't know. He says I just need 2 more beers. I don't know what that
He needs 2 more what?
Beers.
All right. Well, let's move on here. Let's go to another because we're talking about the number ones tonight. Let's go to a couple more number ones that I'll pick out here. So let me just put these watches back, and we're gonna, what we have to do after the show. We have to go and make sure everything lines up
with the
because I'm not putting these all back in the same order. Usually we have little pictures on the inside, but you're gonna have a little reconciling with me after the show.
It's okay.
All right, let's see. What do we want to go with? You know what? Let's just do another pop in the meantime. Let's show this King Python real quick. This was, I think it was a hot item earlier. I think it's under $40. It's the brand new version of all the different fragrances that we've had, and we want to be able to show you guys tonight. So we pulled it, we brought it in. It's available on the website, and you should really get it. I mean, it's got that citrusy notes that go along.
It smells great. It still smells great.
Yeah, I mean, it's eau de parfum, so it's going to stay on your skin for about 8 hours. If you put it on your clothing, it's going to be on even longer. And check this out. I mean, everything is just like that watch we showed, just completely chromed out. Everything all the way around. Over 3 ounces. You're going to have over 600 pumps that go along with this. We have the crown, which is the cap to this, which actually is that patented design from the Subaqua Noma 6 crown. I mean, check this out. I mean, and the smell in this eau de parfum is one step down from that parfum, which is the best that you can get. And one of AL's best friends is from France, and he's that parfumist. And so when creating these magnificent new fragrances, this is your way to be able to get into this fragrance for the very first time right here, right now. You'll probably see it elsewhere down the road, but you can for sure get it right now, right here on invictastores.com. All right, so let's do number one. Did you have a pick, Robert, of any of the number ones?
Jerry has the fragrance in his cart.
Oh, he does? Jerry does?
Yeah, he's just adding stuff in there.
Okay, so he's adding up and he's going to check out.
And then
he'll
check out.
Well, very good. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on to a number one. Should we go Vader or should we go Boba Fett?
Let's go Boba Fett.
Let's go Boba Fett. All right, Let's do it. All right, so this is number 20 that we're going to show. So let's get this up here on screen. And let me see. Let me just move ahead here. There we go. All right, so we're getting into Boba Fett. Now, Boba Fett, here's the thing. I remember when we did the Star Wars launch, we were at the pavilion and we had like stormtroopers.
Oh, I remember that.
We had R2D2. And let me just polish this off real quick. Here, is this, you have a little cloth? Give me 1 second. I'm just taking the watch out of the shot for one quick second.
It's in the other
Hold on.
box.
Here we go. We're good. We're good. That's much better.
Yeah, we're good.
So we had Boba Fett. We had one Boba Fett on set. We had like 4 or 5 stormtroopers. We had R2D2, all at the pavilion. I mean, it was so cool. Boba Fett was the top character for a long time that we had with the Star Wars partnership. And so, oh, it's sold out. All right. Well, you know what? Let's do that. All right. If it's sold out, let's do this. So last week we had a very similar version of this watch, this next one, which is, this is number 21. We had this watch last week, Kevin and I, and it sold. And it was a number 1. And this version here, it was Darth Vader. It's got the Sleeta SW500 in it. It's the number 1, but it didn't have the diamonds. And that version sold. So you're getting into this variation, and the diamond count on this is 180, or you're getting 3/4 of a carat. And I mean, check this out. You have the Darth Vader. Look over here off to the side. You have the Darth Vader mask. It's protruding. Are you a fan of Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know, I just saw a video the other week. It was, so have you seen Rogue One? That's the one that ties in everything into from episode 3 to episode 4, technically. So it was, so where Darth Vader, they have the drive that they have to get, to give to Princess Leia and everything. And it was pretty cool because it's where Darth Vader is in the dark, and then all of a sudden his lightsaber just it activates, and then all the guys inside of there, he's like, using the Force, and he's like throwing them aside, taking their guns, and just going crazy on these guys. Well, there's a video out there that starts AC/DC Hell's Bells right when he goes with it, and that's where the music starts, and it actually plays along with that whole scene all the way up until the end where they got away, and he's just there, and his lightsaber then just tracks all the way back in. Yeah. It's actually a pretty
cool scene.
Pretty cool video. But here's the thing. Now, this is one of the designs of a watch. One of my favorite designs that we have at Invicta. It's that Reserve Pro Diver, and it's that 47 millimeter. You have, as I mentioned before, 180 diamonds. You have the extended case back, which I like on this. That's what's going to sit up off your wrist. It's going to bring the crown up even a little bit higher. And if we look at the case back right here, here it is, limited edition. This is number 1 out of 1977. And of course, 1977.
The year Star Wars came out.
It's the year that Star Wars first came out with what we're just referencing, episode 4. So you get number 1 out of that. You have the 8 individual screws on the case back, diamond certified by us at Invicta. That 500 meters of water resistance, that Sleeta SW500, that actually lends you over 60 hours of power reserve with that movement on the inside. You get the beautiful diamonds. The price on this, I think it's price on this one, $14.99, I believe, right?
Yeah,
$14.99. And this watch would have been that or more, with just not being a number 1. Again, we're talking about number 1s. Robert brought in one of the crown jewels of all number 1s of all time, in my opinion. One of them.
My opinion.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them. And here's your chance, knowing you're getting into that number 1, that you're not buying blindly. And it's fine. I mean, I love numbered editions, and I have a ton of them. I'm lucky enough to actually have 3. If you either have numbered limited editions in your collection, or not, this is that first time to be able to get it. And I'll tell you, this is a pretty sweet piece to be able to get into. I've seen some of the Invicta number 1s, whether they're used or still NOB, new in box, or NIB, and they're the watches aren't everything that you're getting with this version here, the number ones, and they're going for more money.
Yeah, you're getting this beautiful limited edition timepiece with diamonds, number one version. I mean, how can you go wrong with this?
And I mean, that whole Star Wars
Especially
story.
the Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans, right? Look at this. Yeah. I mean, you can see Vader right there.
Yep.
Then it represents his mask off to the side. Look at that. You get the logo for Darth Vader, and I mean, all done in that red. And the cool thing too, what I love about this is the limited edition is all done in red on the black.
And red.
I think that's just the
Everything
icing on the
blends,
cake.
yeah. Matches.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the icing on the cake right there. $1,499 to be able to get into the only number one for this exact model number here tonight. And yeah, as I talked about before, Robert, I mean, this is just, and if you want to get into something, I mean, Star Wars, in my opinion, will always be around.
No,
It's always going to be cool. They're doing so much with it. And then to have the case of this watch being just based off our Pro Diver, which we built up the brand over the last couple of decades with that design, this is just the most robust design
Any
in terms
Star
of
Wars
whatever.
collector will love to have this piece in their collection.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a engineer back at in Minnesota at the network there. His name is Aaron. And he's just got this extensive collection of Star Wars. His whole basement is like
Wall to wall.
Well, it's wall to wall, but he's got like all the shelving, and he's got, I think probably plastic that goes down so the dust doesn't get on the inside. I mean, people are really into some of that, and this is right here. I mean, whether you're getting in number one, you love Invicta, you love Star Wars, you're hitting all those marks with this watch here tonight. I'm just a big fan of the Star Wars. Always have been. My first real kind of big memory of Star Wars was Empire Strikes Back with the AT-ATs, those things going in the snow, those tall looking things, and they took the X-wing fighters and went around with their cables and then kind of took the legs out.
Yeah,
and brought them down. But I'll tell you, the ones I really enjoy are the last ones in the last, like, since 2015. The new batch of
the new ones are great.
How they tie a lot of everything together. So
Kevin,
yeah,
because he was your guest here last time.
He was, yeah.
He just received his number one Tiger Eye Pro Diver.
That's right. So he was on with me last week, and he said he was on the show, and he's like, you know what? I'm not excluded from buying watches.
Exactly.
I'm going to buy that one. So he got the number one, that 52 millimeter Generation 3 Grand Diver with Generation 3 Grand Diver with or Generation 3 with the Tiger Eye on the inside, number one.
Right.
So can you do any Star Wars impressions?
No.
No?
I am not going there.
No? Can't push you hard enough for it? So who should I? No. It's sold out? All right.
This one sold?
This one's sold? Okay, let's go.
Awesome.
We're going to move on. So that's just in time because I was ready to just do my Chewbacca impersonation or Yoda or Jabba the Hutt. All right, let's move on. Let's do what time do we have there? I'm just looking around. Let's do this one. I think this will be pretty cool. Greg, this one is 22.1. I think it's 22.1. There's that little mix up. It's the gold and the black. When I was ordering everything, I actually was redundant with one number tonight when I was doing the show order here today. So while we get that up on screen, let me know when it pops up. So we'll see right here. What would you like to see from us at Invicta, Robert?
What was the question?
What would you like to see from us at Invicta? Like, I mean, you got to see like the Subaqua Noma 8, you got to see this. I mean, just in general. I mean, do you like a certain accessory or something in a watch, or bring back something from before?
Maybe bring back something from before.
Yeah, like what would be cool for you? Like what would you, if you could design something?
I've never seen a meteorite watch with a tourbillon like you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe in a Pro Diver, or maybe in a Subaqua. Like remember the octopus?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Maybe a different variant.
All right. Yeah. I think we did the octopus with a Russian diver, now called the diver, and we did it also with a Subaqua specialty, I believe. I think.
Yeah,
I think we
it's a
just called it
specialty.
variations. Yep.
the Russian one.
Yeah. Here, let me just click on this real quick. Let me just move up.
That's up.
So we're looking at the next version. Okay, so what we're looking at here, this is model 37448 or 488, excuse me. This is a Shack partnered timepiece. And if you look at the watch, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, that's the Herc. Actually, this is a Fusion. If you look a little bit more closely. So first of all, it's the number one. It's number one out of only out of 2,000 that were made. You're getting into number one. The price is going to be $1,299, $1,299 to get into a Shaquille O'Neal partner timepiece. You're getting all the diamonds that go around. Actually, look at this. Around the stations of the bezel, you'll find right here. On the stations of the bezel, you're getting diamonds that go around the outer or the inner portion of the bezel, and then full pave on the inside. That full pave on the inside, total 553 diamonds for 2.32 carats. And here's why we pulled this out, because I thought it was something special. We have the Bolt Herc, which has been amazing. And we also have such an iconic design. We were talking about the Subaqua Noma 8 tonight, Robert. And what people always are drawn back to is that third generation of the Subaqua Noma. And right here, you're getting the Subaqua Noma case, a patented case design of ours that we have, and then also a patented bracelet that's a part of it. At that 50 millimeters for the case diameter, we modified and put on the Bolt Herc bezel, which has that Franco chain design going around for that unidirectional rotating bezel. Then on the inside, the NH35A. We talked about that movement a little bit earlier here tonight. And just a robust timepiece. And this is that number one version.
Yeah, Venom Kevin likes this one. He likes he likes it. He likes the Fusion.
Yeah. I mean, I love the fact of the Fusion. And then the thing is too, it's the combination of the gold and also the black, I think, which are just tremendous contrasts. I think there's so much more of a contrast with the gold and the black than the silver tone and black. Now, silver tone and black is so common, and I like what you have on tonight. But if you just want some black incorporated in it, you add in that 18 karat gold, you can have a beautiful contrast.
Yeah.
You notice here too, we have I believe this is from the Sea Hunter too. We have the Sea Hunter crown that goes over here, which is
from the 58 millimeter.
Yep. And so you just wind this up. I have to unscrew that first. Wind it up, you're good to go. And because it's that Subaqua Noma 3, you're getting that 500 meters of water resistance here for the watch. So you're just, again, getting next level.
And you're getting a number one.
And you're getting the number one out of 2,000. So do you think, okay, let me ask you this. Is it more special to have a number one? And I want to ask you guys on the chat too. Is it better, or what would be more meaningful if you got into a number one? Would you want a number one out of, let's say, like 50? Like I believe like Robert has, you have one out of 50. Out of 50. Or would you like, because then it's only 49 other people and it's super exclusive? Or would you like to have a number one out of, like, let's just say 5,000? If you had a choice, which one would you pick, Robert?
50.
You pick 50? Why is that?
The quantity be very limited. Not too many people in the world will have it, only 50 people.
Right.
And what are the odds of you jumping or bumping into that other person that has the number 2?
Yeah.
Or the number 50.
I see that. So
there's two.
But then
there's 150, and I would also like the 50 out of 50.
That is one thing I have never seen from somebody, is to have, like, if it was a JT model, to have the 999, or like in your
right. If this would have been 99 out of 99.
Oh my God! So do you think would that even? So you were talking about before. You said you knew that was the first off the production line.
Right.
Now,
but to have the last one
out of and there was never another one made.
And let's say you had both of them.
Yeah.
It's just mind blocking.
Right.
It's oof.
All right.
Yeah, they're saying 1 out of 50.
They'd rather.
Yeah, Thomas says.
Now I would say so too. The only thing I would go guess is, like, there are that many more out there, and that many more people would be envious that you would have that number one. If it
Can
was like
Ryan
one out of
take
5,000.
calls while on this podcast?
Not yet. Is that who's asking that?
Felix.
Oh, Felix. Well, I don't know. Should I have him call my phone?
He has your phone?
Should we do that?
I don't know, man.
We could do that. Should we try it? Hey, we're testing stuff. See if it works. Let me just take my phone off silent. Felix, give me a call. Call my phone right now. We'll see if it works. But here's the thing, Felix, if you call, mute your TV or whatever you're watching, or whatever your iPad, whatever you're watching on. Don't talk to me on the video. Talk to me on the phone. That's the only way it will work, because there's a delay. So if you want, give me a buzz in the next couple minutes. In the meantime, though, let's just get back to this watch for a few minutes. So basically, I mean, when we talk about a Fusion, though, Fusion is usually two components of a watch, unless we're talking about the Venom Fusion. This one is three different components. The crown and crown protector of the Sea Hunter.
The Sea Hunter.
Then, oh, here he is, Sea Hunter, and then we're looking at that. So, all right, we're going to try talking to Felix for a minute. Felix. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, we hear you loud and clear, man.
Good to meet you, Felix, buddy. We can't hear him.
Somewhere around.
It was a temporary fix for that request, and since you had my number, thought, hey, just give us a call. And I apologize. I heard that it was hard for everybody to hear initially when you first called, Felix, because my mic actually slipped down my jacket sweater. So I've probably been talking through your mic all night, but I think everybody can probably hear him now. But yeah, so all right. Well, Felix, did you put anything in your cart tonight? Did you pick up on that fragrance at all, or one of those grand divers that we were showing? I think I remember that. Yeah.
Pistols?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh? Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we're going to move because the watch just sold, Felix, and probably wasn't you. Somebody snagged it from you here while we were chatting. So we'll catch you then on Saturday during the event here coming up, if not before here at the Invicta stores. All right. Take care. Thanks, Felix. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Which one are we going to do? The
The
same one, but just a different color?
no, this one.
Oh, sure. We can do that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll show that one. All right. Robert, you're going to have to hold this for a second while I just fix my,
Yeah.
well, I fix my, let's put it right here. I have to fix my mic. So now what we got here is, wow, okay. We have that Subaqua Noma 2 coated with diamonds. And I just got to figure out what number that is. That number is like
348. Oh, what number?
29. Yeah, let me just find the, give me 1 second. Move it. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, so $1,399. Limited edition threshold, kind of going your direction here, with 300 only for this watch.
I see.
So yeah, I mean, we're talking about, like a sixth of what we were talking about with Star Wars, a third or 30% of what a JT model typically is, unless it's the one that you had tonight. But Subaqua Noma 2, that 47 millimeter case size. Get that beautiful blue. I mean, look at this. I mean, here's the thing: is like we come out with so many different designs. We're known for the great designs that we have, and just the quality, the number of designs we're coming out with. But the thing is, too, color is really important to us at Invicta, and something like this with that furnace blue. I mean, again,
the color pops with the diamonds. I mean, look, you got diamonds on the lugs. It's beautiful.
And you'll see how those diamonds pop even that much more. I mean, you can see them on the lugs, but look at this going around the bezel. Now, what we have, I mean, we're nearing 3 carats of diamonds on this watch right here. We have the movement on the inside is a Swiss quartz movement. It's a 715 for this variation. And 710 diamonds, 2.98 carats. Now, what would you do if you own this watch? And people are like, oh my gosh, what's a carat weight on that? Would you say, well, it's 2.98? Or would you say,
you have to say 3.5?
And the thing is, they'd probably believe it, right? So with this, I mean, in the Subaqua Noma 2 is something that's really, really rare for us. And this, I believe this particular design came out about 4 years ago. As I mentioned, limited edition to 300 only. And the overall weight of the watch is going to be about 300 grams. So you're looking at, probably about 12 ounces or so. I mean, it's got a nice weight to it because you have a little bit of that thicker case design that goes along for the watch, and 300 meters of water resistance. You really can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So this is that number one.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to fix my mic.
I'm not sure if the answer is right or not. Can you go swimming with a diamond encrusted watch?
Yes, actually, that's a fantastic question, and I'll give you my opinion.
Because I personally never done it, but I'm curious.
So here's my take. Absolutely. Like something like this where the diamonds are all 4-prong set. Absolutely. Now with the Grand Diver we sold a little bit earlier, we use a different setting method, and so I would say maybe not with the Grand Diver for extended periods of time with all the different crystals. I mean, you can still do it, but I would say this is really secure, not a problem whatsoever. Yeah, absolute confidence in that, because I mean, all those diamonds are just set so perfectly on the inside. You just can't. I mean, nothing's going to happen to that, both inside and also outside. So now the only thing is, so funny story is I told this before, but it was one of our remote broadcasts, I think in like 2015 or so. We were in Mazatlan, Cancun area right there. And I went snorkeling with Jay-Z and Tim Temple. And Jay-Z and I were in the water and Tim was in the boat. And I had on a Grand Diver that was high polished, really flashy. And I saw this fish out that way. It's like maybe 30, 40 feet away, something like that, like pointing. And Jay-Z just all of a sudden swims in a panic and just saying, like, what's going on? Like, well, I looked at this fish. He's just kind of like going like this, just waiting. And then whatever, it turned around, I mean, I love the water and stuff. Not all that familiar with the ocean, at least underneath it.
The ocean's kind of, you don't know what's going to pop up.
You know what it was?
A bull shark.
It was a barracuda.
And really go after you unless you have something
shiny,
which
I had on my wrist.
That's why you go to the beach, you take off all your jewelry and stuff like that.
I think I remember. Hey, Al. He's behind the scenes here. Hey, Al. Question. I remember you said a long time ago, tell me, the one animal that you would fear in the ocean. You told me it once. I don't know if it's changed or not, but barracuda? Yeah, because they're so fast, or they're unpredictable. Yeah. Okay, I remember we were down at. I remember you said that once. Like, He doesn't like them.
No,
We'll just say
I
that.
don't think a lot of people do. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been scuba diving and seen them before? Really?
They're more scared of you than you were of them.
I remember when we were down in the Bahamas and we were at the island and there's like the little, I think they're bonefish and the barracudas just going after them. They're super fast and just wicked. All right. Well, just don't use your flashy watches in the water. Is
No
like what
watch,
we
no
say.
bracelet, nothing.
Okay. So here we still have this Subaqua Noma 2. It is that number 1. Should we show the case back? Let me see if I can. Oh, this is a cool case back. Oh, sweet. It's black. I didn't know that. We'll go to camera 3 here and show the case back. And look at this too. It's straight up right on the back right here. And there we go, Robert. We need to, I think we need to go along with this with a little bit bigger writing on the back. Oh, is it low battery?
Yeah.
Oh, I can plug in here for a second. Just give me 1 second here. I'll give it over to you. Actually, just take this. It goes in the side of the keyboard on the left-hand side. There's a little slot. You see it? Right there. So here we go with that number 1. Number 1 out of 300. This is where you got it.
Good?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
It's charging. What's that? Yeah. Okay. Rob, go through the questions for a quick second and give me just your take on this watch, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Like 30 seconds. So you got the watch right here?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. So yeah, talk about the diamonds, like where you would wear that watch, anything along those lines.
Oh, guys, tell me what you like about this watch. Look at the diamonds. The bezel. The dial. It's only 300 pieces made of this one. This watch is really beautiful. Tell me in the chat what you guys think. Yeah, the watch junkie, the blue is super nice on this. Look at that. Up and down the bracelet, around the bezel. The crown protector. Yeah, Paul just asked a question. They thought of everything in this timepiece, and I think you're absolutely right. Beautiful color combination, silver, diamonds. The diamonds just pop. just in case Ryan will be back soon.
Yeah, I'll be right there around. Sorry to leave you hanging, buddy. So
I was like, okay.
all right. Okay, so we're gonna throw out something here in just a minute, but yeah, let's just spend another minute on this watch, and then we're gonna. I was just in the back there. Thanks for helping out. I didn't mean to leave you here all by yourself, but I felt like I was leaving you in confidence right there. So, but okay, we're gonna move off this watch here in just a minute. We're gonna just throw something different out there. Keep up with the comments and everything. But here we go. 710 diamonds is what you get. And then, you know, the number one, get the movement on the inside, Swiss made movement. And I love the case back for this timepiece. I mean, it's all set up on the back. It's all vertical for you. It's not off to the side. Very easy to be able to read. You get the plating that goes all the way through the back. So, okay. Now, out of tonight, we're going to move on. We're going to do something different. That's why, and I apologize. I jumped off.
I was just
so, just, okay, we're going to move this watch back here. And so, here we go. Hold on a second. Cheers, my friend. Oh, you're almost done.
Oh, yeah, man.
Cheers.
You're slow
all right,
drinker.
Here we go. All right, here we go. So, all right. If you're watching right now and you're not in front of your screen, you need to come to your screen because a lot of people have been inquiring about, you know, everything that we had tonight. So we had the prototypes that I was showing you for the Subaqua Noma 8s, 3 different versions, and also that Excursion. So let's just go through them again for real quick. I just want to show you individually. Just here, excuse me. Let me just see one thing too. Let me just read this because I didn't get a chance to read it. Let's just go through these 4 different versions because we're talking about tonight, the Subaqua Noma 8. It's going to be launching on JTV in 2 Fridays from now at 10 p.m. on JTV. I believe Kenny's going to be coming down here. And yeah, this is cool. Okay. So we have the Subaqua Noma 8. We have 3 different variations here tonight. We're going to go in tight on camera 3 or camera 2 here and just show you in case you happen to miss it before. So this is over 2 years in production, right? So we have the silver tone that goes along with the black, right? We have a second version that's going to be super hot, which is the turquoise variation. I'm going to bring this one down. And all just extremely high polish, 8040N caliber on the inside. I mean, just amazing, just complete construction. Look off to the side. No other design we've ever done simply like this in terms of the case. We actually have some screws right off to the side, that the bottom portion of the case to the upper portion. Third color option is going to be the gold tone with the black, right? Okay, mother of pearl, just off the charts. And then what we have right here, oops, we don't have the Subaqua Noma 8, but this is, if you didn't see this earlier, this is going to be a complete blowout when it comes out. So right here, the Excursion with the NH35A on the inside. So what we've done is put this new module on there, Robert. Never been done before. Look at how the module actually work with everything, the moon phase, and you have your minutes here, your hours there, your perpetual seconds. When I push this crown in, that's the second hand. That's the only thing that's coming off the center canyon pinion. So here, we're going to do something that I didn't think we would ever do. And that's why I got pulled away for a minute. So I want you to, this one doesn't have it on, but it's the same thing. Look at this Subaqua Noma 8. So what it shows right here is it shows presentation sample. And right here, look at this, not for sale. And so what happens is we have these prototypes. And so it's what happens that has to get through the final approval before we give the green light to be able to go ahead and start putting watches into production. It's a final watch that corporate, that AL has, you know, to give that final stamp, that final approval before it goes into production. So these are with these prototypes like this, they're here at Invicta. They don't go anywhere. So what we're going to do, and I'm being dead serious on this, guys, people are asking like, hey, can we buy this, or can we get in, where can we buy the Subaqua Noma?
where can we get in those Subaqua Noma 8s? Where can we get that Excursion? Coolest things we've ever seen. What we're going to do is if we
You're
can,
scaring me, right?
well, well, all right, here we go. We're going to just maybe we'll go to camera 2. So I'm going to put this watch out right here, the black version. I'm going to put out
This one.
the blue, that's Robert's choice, and then the gold. And then one more watch right here, that Excursion we just talked about before. And you saw the tags, says, presentation sample, not for sale. They stay here. They don't go anywhere. And because that's a final watch before it gets approved for production, we're going to throw out there, and I'm only talking to those of you who are serious. If you're really serious in this, what we want to do is we want to see, we're going to put it out, and you have to be on the chat. If you want a chance for all 4 of these, what would you seriously pay to have all 4 of these production samples that should be like in AL's office, that won't be going anywhere, that are supposed to be here at Invicta, but we're going to see if there's an offer out there that we would accept. But we don't want you have to be serious. And if there's something that we're serious about, that you're serious about, we'll reach out to you tomorrow, and you can send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com, and we'll reach out to you with customer service from Invicta stores if we accept that offer. So if there's one of you out there or a few of you that are looking, what would be what would be serious? I mean, this is something that we've never offered like this before. Robert's thinking in his head. He's
Ching.
So put it on the comments. If you're really serious about owning these watches, I mean, this is, we talk about grail timepieces and a story. If these sell, if somebody buys it, if somebody puts out a number tonight that we deem okay, you have to send me an email, and you can put the comments on the screen. Should we do that, or should they email me, and then we'll look at the emails? Post it on the chat. Okay, so Greg is interested. How can I contact you? Here's one way. So if you want to post on the I'm just making this up as we go. If you want to put a number on the
but it's kind of, if they put it here, but then they don't contact you, and then somebody else.
That's the thing. So here's the thing. You can do that, but I think what we need to do, just so I have your information, is you have to send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com. Invicta Collectors, it's plural, @gmail.com, and put in your number and put in your price of what you would seriously pay to get this lot. All 4
Invicta Collectors?
Invicta Collectors @gmail.com. And we'll look through, and if it's something that we're if you offer us $100, we're not going to even respond to it. But something serious, because AL will give you an official certification with the giving you the authenticate. Sorry, he'll give you the certificate that just says these were the production samples, and really basically never to be sold, and you can have it, and that these are indeed prototype models. So let me just check my email real quick, see if we got anything. And maybe, we're just seeing. Maybe it's something you guys are interested in. Let me just check my email. invictacollectors@gmail.com. So
I know Greg's on it, because he's
Greg's on it?
Yeah, Greg's saying, I'm interested. I'll
Okay,
contact
Greg.
you. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a story. Something we've never done before. Never offered anything like this. And the thing is, maybe it won't go. We just want to try something a little bit different, a little bit creative.
And they're prototypes.
4 of them. Nobody can even get these yet. So, yeah, nobody can get these. so different from anything ever that I've done before. You know, and that's maybe something we can try to do moving forward. I mean, we want to do different things. Which is your favorite out of all of these, Robert? Do you like the Subaquas or do you like the Excursion?
This one, and I like this guy.
Okay. Well, you can have those two and the other two if you send me an email
with the price.
With the price, and we'll say, hey, you know what? We'll accept your offer, or we're gonna say no.
How do I contact? They put it in there.
Yeah.
Invicta.
Yeah. Is that Lorraine?
Yeah.
Lorraine,
Collectors.
send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com and invictacollectors@gmail.com. Put your name, put a contact phone number, and the price that you'd be willing to seriously pay to get into 4 prototypes before they even launch. And they're all working prototypes. Wow, that is cool. You'll see right there that 8040N is moving right now. That quartz movement on the inside, that beautiful. Like, look at this. This one, when it comes to JTV.
Sent the email.
Oh, you did? Okay. So let me just check that I got it. All that high polishing. Are you a high polish guy?
Yeah, I like.
You like that?
Yeah. There's certain pieces that I don't.
Yeah.
But a piece like this, yeah, I do definitely like that.
Okay.
And that blue just makes that whole piece come together, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I love high polish. Sometimes I like a contrast. Yeah, sometimes
it just depends on the piece, on the model. You know, which watch has it. Some pieces they're okay with it, and some are really phenomenal.
Lorraine is asking how much. Okay. And Mo put out. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got one. Okay, I got William sent me an email. William, send me a reply, or I'll reply back. I need a phone number from you. Lorraine, you have to just send me an email, and just let us know the price that you'd be seriously willing to pay to get into these 4 prototypes. I mean, that is just something that I've never, ever been a part of before.
Mo's going to email it.
Okay, Mo's going to email too.
Yeah, because like that's better. You know, you get everybody's email, and
then that'd be a way to interact and do things. So what we'll do is we'll contact you tomorrow. We'll look over the different emails that we get and see what
which ones they got.
Yeah,
who's the lucky winner?
If there is, you know, and
I haven't emailed you yet.
You haven't, no. But you know, if it's something that, you know, we don't think that it's going to quite work out, you know, maybe it won't work out.
Right.
But we're just throwing it out there and seeing if what a cool story. You know, the watch battles that go on, like the watch battles where one person will have their watches, and you know, Travis does a lot of them.
Yeah.
Hosts a lot of them. So you have a watch battle, and you say you got to talk about the watch and like about the features and like the story behind it. You would just wipe the floor clean. Be like, you know what? I got this off the podcast.
Nobody has it.
You slap down
it's a new model. It's a prototype. You know, it's like having this.
Yeah,
who's gonna
exactly?
Oh, I have the prototype of the first one.
Nobody can outdo you. You just wipe the floor with everybody else in those watch battles if you have something like this.
Yeah, they'll pull something out. I'm like, well, I got the prototype.
Yeah. So, all right. So we have the 4 different variations. Subaqua Noma 8. This is over 2 years in just design and development, and nobody else can get it. You'll get the watches if you place that bid. Send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com, and you don't get 1, 2, or 3. You get all 4. You get all 3 of these Subaqua Noma 8s, and you get if you go to the website invictawatch.com, you'll see this Excursion. And that Excursion, that is like what everybody's been asking about.
Yeah.
And we stumped everybody tonight, like what the movement is on the inside. It's that NH35A. So you think about this watch right here is the first official watch ever with that brand new module on it. that brand new module that goes on that NH35A, you know, and so what we have here is that brand new module. Now these watches, they'll be available. You can, you know, we're launching these coming up on JTV 2 Fridays from now on the 15th at 10 p.m. on that Friday. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Invicta Ryan, just for more details on that. And yeah, they'll be great. But how can you like have the prototypes? You have these three of these have tags that say, look at this. Let me show you. Look at the back. It says right here,
sale.
Not for sale, right here. Not for sale. Presentation sample. This is the first official watch for that particular model number. This is, even if this was a numbered limited edition, this is even before that.
They'll even get the tag.
Yep, you'll get the tag. Yeah, we'll put it in a special case, maybe the 18 slot again. AL will sign it. You get all the certificates. We'll do one for each watch, but you have to buy all 4. Let's see. Okay. So someone offered 2,500. We'll just say it's too low for these prototypes. Just to put things into perspective out there. This might be the only time we ever do something like this.
Yeah, I've never. This is the first time I've ever seen you guys do something like this.
Yeah. So yeah, we've never done anything like this. So, I mean, these prototypes, they stay in house, everything else. And, you know, we might, but this is like the first one. This is the first one that goes on before. So,
Spell.
let me see here. Yeah, invictacollectors@gmail.com. Here's a Silvertone version. Let's look at the size of this design. That is just completely reconstructed, redesigned. Probably the most intricate design we've ever done. It's a bit of that case and cradle. We have the case right here. Here's the cradle that comes up like the waves crashing into the shore, just going around. Unidirectional rotating bezel, oversized Arabic numerals, the quarter hour positions, 48 millimeters on these brand new Subaqua Nomas, the number 8s. Hmm? Did someone put?
What about?
Did someone put in a bid?
Yeah, Ryan.
Okay.
I told him to email you.
Yeah.
He put that.
Okay, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, send me that number, or send me an email, Ryan, on the chat. Send me an email with the number. I know you put it on the chat, but put it in the chat, put it in the email to me, and put a phone number, and we'll reach out to you and let you know if that will do. So Ryan, send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com. I can't hear. Yeah, the email's in the chat. It's correct. invictacollectors@gmail.com. Okay. And for everybody behind, how long are we going to take the bids for? Are they going to, if somebody wants to think about it a little bit, should we give them until midnight Eastern and then we'll check in the morning? We'll check until tomorrow morning. Let's give a time though. But what time can they bid until? If they're thinking about it, they want to send a bid. Okay, just send an email as soon as possible. We're going to log off here in a few minutes, but you can still send an email overnight. We're going to go through the emails in the morning and see if there's something that we'll work with, and we'll go from there. All right, we're going to move on to one last offer. Okay, we're going to move to, which number is that on my sheet over here? All right, I'm going to put these watches, Robert. Do we have a little place to keep them all? Nope, we don't. Here,
no.
I'll just put them up over here, up on this notepad, so they don't get. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, that was
unexpected.
like I said, I haven't emailed you yet.
You haven't emailed me yet?
No.
All right.
I'm doing my math.
Okay. I just got a bid from Woody. Woody, you have to send me your Woody, send me your phone number too.
Right.
Send me a phone number, Woody. That'd be great. So I just got another. Hold on a second. My mic keeps on falling.
Is it Woody, you said?
Yeah, Woody. All right, here we go. All right, we have one more watch that we're going to show here, and then we're going to call it a night. So let me just go to it right here. Is it this one? Okay. All right, last watch of the night. We have one more Boba Fett, and it's still on that 47 millimeter Pro Diver. You can key Woody email. Yep, perfect. Yep. So we're looking at $999.90.
It's cheap.
To be able to get into, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I remember we would sell with the 7750s, which is, if you don't know out there, the 7750s and the SW500s are very, very similar movements. They're one jewel off, I think, in terms of the overall joules. You're getting a 62-hour power reserve with this timepiece, and you're getting Boba Fett, as you can see off to the side there, off at that 9 o'clock position on the inside. That's where the perpetual seconds is for this watch. And it's at 47 millimeter Pro Diver, but we used to sell these, Robert, with the 7750s on the inside. Almost the same watch, without any character, without any numbered limited edition. And we'd sell them for like $800 on sale.
Yeah.
I mean, more, maybe on occasion, just a little bit less. But this one right here, for under $1,000, you can get into the number one. And just like the Darth Vader version, this one doesn't have the diamonds. Look at this, number one, and it's done in red. I love that we did that because it just distinguishes that key element of the watch even that much more. Right here, number one, you get this exact watch. Number one out of 1977. It's a great shot there, Renee.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Screw down case back, 8 individual screws. Get that down. And so
that's automatic?
Yep, automatic.
Yeah, you can see the behind us.
Yeah, you can see the rotor right there. The SW500, high-end Swiss-made mechanical automatic. Here's another thing right here. Water resistance, the WR 500 meters. And look at this right here on the inside of the dial. And we packed a lot on the inside of the dial. Look at how the Arabic numerals are going around for that outer edge. And then the logo. You get the helmet that's raised up a little bit.
Yeah, the inner chapter ring has this super nice design in it.
Exactly. And then what you have right over here, right there at that 9 o'clock position, if I wind up the watch, those are your perpetual seconds. So if I just give a couple winds right here, check this out. You'll see that wheel start to turn in just a second. There it goes. See it's moving? Those are your perpetual seconds right there. That's moving. So some people think it's a chronograph. I mean, the chronograph hand, which is the big hand right here.
Right.
So yeah, you're getting into this timepiece right here. Absolutely beautiful. And $999. Absolutely magnificent. And anybody else?
Just, no.
What did Michael say?
I'm not going to say what he said.
Oh, no, yeah. No, we won't reply to that. So we're have to be serious on it. So yeah, that's considered not a serious offer if you didn't know. That's all good.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right. Got another. Yeah. Over the over the watch. Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Okay, so all right, I got another bid here. So we have a few different bids. All right, cool. I heard that some people want to see just the durability of that Pro Diver I had from a little bit earlier. So we'll show right here. Let me get back to it. So this one. Now here, we'll show this. All right, $999, you guys. Number one, Boba Fett, Sleeta SW500. Okay, so I'm going to keep this shot right here.
Let's just go back and we're going to hit play. I just have to find the play button. And here we're talking about the durability of Invicta. So I have right here 3 different videos. First one, 250-pound guy. He's got it in his sneakers. Yeah, so there's a little bit of cushion and such. All right. I told him to step on that 89.26 a couple times. He did. Pick up the watch. Guess what? Still moving. All right. So I wanted to take it to another level. Let's take it. Let's get the motorcycle. So that is, oh, wrong way. Here we go. Here it is with the motorcycle. 250 pounds plus the motorcycle. All right. Went over it. Smudged it up a little bit just with the tires dirty. Look at, hand is still moving. All right. So I wanted to take it one more level. So we went outside. I had him get in my car. And so you see right here, big SUV. All right. Told him to go for it. There he goes.
Boom.
Over the watch. Check this out. I had the plastic still on, so I peeled it off right here. Look at this. Perfect. Still moving. That's the durability of Invicta right there. That is, you know, and we're going to talk about more in future shows, like about the bullet watch that apparently was sent to us that I didn't even know about. So
you mean the actual watch is
the actual watch is here.
Oh, I think
yeah, that like
nice.
Saved this guy from like getting shot. Like I think his gun must have misfired and it just perfectly hit his watch and it stopped it from hitting him. So, but all right. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to go head out. We appreciate this. We appreciate this. And let's see, next week, due to the election on Tuesday, we're going to look at Thursday. We're going to try to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be out on the Collector's Cruise with the East Coast Collab. We're going to try to make this work on next Thursday. So stay tuned, follow social media. We'll give you more updates that are there. In the meantime, send me any bid. You can send it overnight if you're kind of thinking about it and you want to throw something at us. Send me an email at invictacollectors@gmail.com. We'll look at all the different bids in the morning and we'll reach out to you if there's something that we'll accept. And outside of that, Robert, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, great to see you here. Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
Did a great job here tonight. And we have to just go out and catch up with just a little bit more outside of this. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, send out those bids. We'll see you next Thursday when I'm out on the ship. Take care, everyone.
Good night.